Hey guys, and thanks for tuning in to TradeChat. My name is Panzer, and today I'm going to be doing a Q&A for you. If you want to send me a question that I may answer on my next Q&A video, you can send it to asktradechat@gmail.com. I'm going to get right into the questions. The first one comes from Ultra, and it says, "Hello, I don't remember ever seeing in a video where you said which add-on you used, so I thought I might ask just in case. Sorry if you've already gone over this." And at the time that he sent me this question, I hadn't put up the video, but I actually did put up a video not too long ago of the add-ons that I'm using in-game. So I'll have that linked in the info below. The next question comes from Dan, and it says, "I was watching your video of you and Warcraft doing the holiday boss, and I was wondering what add-on you use for your combat text to scroll up and out like that." That actually isn't an add-on. It's an in-game setting. I think it's under display and then combat text, I think, but I know that one is an in-game setting. That's not an add-on. So yeah. The next question comes from Kieran, and it says, oh, that's my cat's name. And it says, which expansion did you feel changed WoW for the better, and which expansion do you think made WoW bad, if you think there was an expansion that made WoW bad? It's funny because as much as when Wrath of the Lich King came out, I bitched, I actually really enjoyed Wrath of the Lich King, and I thought it was a really good expansion. Overall, looking back at it, I don't want to say that Cataclysm made WoW bad, because I don't think that is the truth. Although I do think there are some aspects of Cataclysm that made the game less enjoyable than it was in Burning Crusade or Wrath of the Lich King. Particularly when Cataclysm first came out, the difficulty in heroics was obscene. Even now, it doesn't really make sense to me that the heroics that drop blue gear are harder than the new Hour of Twilight heroics. It doesn't make sense to me. I think the difficulty level is very skewed, and they're nerfing things really quickly, but they're not nerfing the correct things. Rather than nerfing late endgame content, in my opinion, those heroics that you're supposed to be doing, you know, in random pickup groups, those should be easier than something that you do with your guild. I definitely think that difficulty should scale with the loot that is dropping. And, you know, maybe there should be a separate heroic difficulty for pickup groups, like when you're looking for when you're using the looking for group tool, as opposed to when you're already grouped up with your guild. But I would say that is my #1 complaint with Cataclysm, is that the heroics that drop blue gear are harder than some other things that you do that give you epic gear. The next question comes from Sam, and he actually asked 3 questions, but they're all pretty good, so I'm going to answer them all. The first question is, did you win the Tester Season 2? If not, what place did you come in? I did not win the Tester Season 2. For those of you who don't know, the Tester Season 2 is a reality, non-TV show that is produced by Sony. It's available on the PlayStation Network, so you can download it on your PS3 or your PSP. You can also watch all the episodes right online now. I think it's right at thetester.com. They're in Season 3. They're on episode 2, but I was in Season 2, and I actually came in 5th place. I don't want to give away too much, because if you haven't seen it, my elimination episode is actually, in my opinion, one of the better episodes of the season. That was a really weird experience. I'm not sure if I would recommend that anybody go on reality TV, because it's crazy. But thank you for watching, and yeah, I came in 5th. The next question is, do you ever have plans for doing a World of Warcraft leveling series where you would make a character and level it every couple days? I'm actually doing a leveling series right now with Mindflame. We're putting out new episodes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have 3 episodes up right now, and the 4th episode is already filmed. We are leveling goblins, and we're just, you know, kind of acting ridiculous. It's been an absolute blast. I'll have a link to that in the info below. We're uploading it on both of our channels too, so if you're like, if you have good timing, you can set up the videos to play at the same time, and then you can see like both of our views. And if you just mute one, then you don't have to worry about like the audio having issues. And I'm really having a lot of fun with that, and it seems that the people that are actually watching it are really enjoying it too. Sam's last question is, do you think that Mists of Pandaria, do you think that after Mists of Pandaria there will be another expansion? Do you plan on playing Titan next year? Yes, there's definitely going to be another expansion after Mists of Pandaria. I only say that because some Blizzard documents got leaked a couple of years ago, and I'm almost positive there's going to be another expansion after Mists of Pandaria, possibly 2. I'm still, you know, I've still got my fingers crossed that it'll be the Emerald Dream, but that's just because I really like dragons. So, I was, you know, it's disappointing to me the way that Cataclysm played out, because it had such, I mean, there's so many like dragon fights, and there's so much dragon lore, and I really enjoy that, but they just some of the changes they made, I feel like drove away really casual people and really hardcore people, leaving these people in the middle that were like semi-hard casual. So I'm really looking forward to Mists of Pandaria because there's a lot of stuff coming out in Mists of Pandaria that I find so interesting, specifically the Pokemon style pet battling. I am unbelievably excited for that because hand in hand with the pet battles is also going to be account-wide pets, and I love getting, like, that's one of my favorite things to do in WoW. I've been collecting pets since they took up bag space and there was no interface. So I'm really, really excited for Mists of Pandaria. Not even so much for the pandas or the fact that it's going to be more PvP focused. I am just really excited for the little things that they're adding in. Like the new battlegrounds are much more minigame style than BG style, which is going to be fun. The pet battles is going to be really fun. I do really look forward to leveling again. I like leveling. That's fun for me. And then he also asked, are you playing Titan? I will definitely play Titan. For those of you guys who don't know, Titan is... I actually did a whole video on it. I'll link that in the description below too. But Titan is a code name for a project that Blizzard is working on right now that is a first-person shooter MMO. And what's interesting to me about it is that a lot of the employees that were hired to work on Titan were actually hired from Bungie Studios, including Ghostcrawler. And those guys were all working on a project called Project Titan for Bungie that didn't end up happening, that was a first-person shooter MMO set in the Halo universe. So I'm, my Halo fangirl nature wants Titan to be really similar to Halo, and being that they have so many developers who worked on Halo, I'm really hoping that this game is going to be super kick-ass. I'm a big first-person shooter fan. The only thing that worries me is that I'm not great at first-person shooters on PC. It's a totally different skill set to play on console than it is to play on PC, and I'm pretty decent on console. I'm terrible on PC. So I'm hoping that Titan will be a multi-platform game. It's not like Blizzard hasn't made games that were on console before. So that's what I'm really hoping about Titan, is that it'll be available on Xbox or PS3. Yeah, that was all of his questions. The next question comes from Austin, and it says, what are your thoughts on Starcraft 2 Wings of Liberty and the upcoming Heart of the Swarm? I actually really enjoy Starcraft. I'm not fantastic. The highest I've placed is Platinum, and that's not in 1v1. I'm awful at 1v1. It, like, terrifies me. Like, I get attacked in 1v1, and I'm just like, GG quit. Like, I just... I definitely prefer team games. I really enjoy, there's a custom game called Mono Battles. That's one of my absolute favorites. I definitely look forward to Heart of the Swarm because they're coming out with a couple new units, and I'd like to learn a little bit more about Zerg, because really right now the only Zerg strategy that I know is to like 6-pool. So that's part of the reason that I enjoy Mono Battles, is because you can learn how to use other races' units without being in such a competitive environment. So I definitely want to learn more about Zerg, so I'm looking forward to Heart of the Swarm. The last question comes from Jacob, and it says, hey Panzer, I was wondering about your engagement. When did Nick propose to you? Was it romantic? And do you have plans on getting married in the near future? I am engaged to an awesome guy named Nick. He does some YouTube vlogs too if you want to check him out. His channel is Nico Vlogs Good, G-U-D. He proposed to me 2 years ago on my birthday, and I ruined it. Like, he had everything all planned out cute and romantic, and we were supposed to go to this fancy restaurant to eat dinner, and then like halfway through like my birthday date, I decided I didn't want to go out to dinner. I instead wanted to go to the pet store and buy a cat scratching post for my cats, and then I wanted takeout. So we ended up getting takeout, and we were like on our way home, and he poor thing, he seemed so like panicky, and it was my fault completely because he had this big elaborate romantic plan, and I just straight up ruined it in typical Danielle fashion. So he was really sweet. He brought me to a park that's nearby to our house, and he proposed right near this like gazebo. It was really romantic and really cute. And as far as like getting married in the near future, it's like a yes and no. Like, me and Nick live together, and we've lived together for 4 years. We have a joint bank account. We share all of our bills. There's no real like, we're basically married. We're just not married. I want to get married, but it seems like every time that I start to actually plan anything and look into anything. It just seems so like stressful, and I just get really stressed out, and like that's not how I want it to be. I don't want it to be a stressful event. And weddings are really expensive, and like I am really cheap, so that's not helping with anything either. And I really don't want to like go to a courthouse and get married by a justice of peace. Like I want a nice wedding, so I guess I'm kind of just waiting until the time feels right. And I don't mean that as far as like committing to the relationship, because I know whether we get married tomorrow, whether we get married in 5 years, like he is my soulmate and I'm going to be with him forever. I mean, we're best friends, and I'm really grateful that I was able to find that person when I was, you know, only 19 years old. Most people have to wait much longer than that. So yeah, we'll get married eventually, and I'm sure you guys will hear about it when it happens, but I'm just not like at that point in my life right now where that is an enormous priority to me. So yeah, that's my Q&A for this week. If you want to send me a question for the next Q&A, you can send it to AskTradeChat, silly, AskTradeChat@gmail.com. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for all the questions that you guys sent in. Thanks for watching this video. I love you all. You're in my hearts. I'll see you soon. Bye!